Can we just be real for a minute? So, someday you are going to die. That's the reality. The graveyard is full of men who thought that they would never die, that they have more time. And that's not an excuse to be reckless or to be morbid, it's just a fact. And an important question you should ask yourself, and I ask myself, is if I were to die today, would I die happy? And the truth that is underneath all of that is, are you enjoying your life today? The journey that you're on today? Are you truly living in the moment and not obsessing about outcomes? I think everybody, most people are living in the world going, when I have X, I'll be happy. When I do Y, I'll be happy. When I have the body, when I have the girl, when I have the car, when I have the house, whatever it is. And all that stuff is important. And like, I'm ambitious as hell, but actually I have everything I need right now. I'm already happy. And that's not because I've achieved all of the outcomes that I'm thinking about. It's because I'm living in alignment with who I am. And it took a deep process to actually discover that, of, quite painful process of introspection and reflection through AI in some respects, and just through my own time committed to it, through meditation. And the thought hit me this morning where I was just like, if you die today, would you die happy? And I would say yes, because I'm living in a way that supports who I am, not erodes it. So the way I like to look at it, like an analogy, is I'm living in the construction site of my dreams. From the outside it looks like chaos. If you've ever been on a construction site, it's noisy, it's chaotic, it's dangerous, but there's something being built there, there's a vision being built. And I think a lot of the time we all fall into the trap of living in a bomb site instead of a construction site of somebody else's dream, not fully committed to it, semi-enjoying it, but not really sure why we're doing it. It's a bomb site, it's a cleanup job, not a construction site of your dreams. And when you're on a construction site of your dreams, everything is tolerable. It's like when you're in love with something, or if you're in love with a place. Like, I'm in love with Saigon, and all this stuff that people say, oh, it's polluted and it's chaotic and the traffic laws are crazy and all this other stuff. I'm like, I don't care. Actually, those things actually support my love for it in a way. And that's human nature. When you love a thing, you'll tolerate almost anything about it. And you should feel that way about your life too. And if you're truly living in a life that's a construction site of your dreams, then all that other stuff kind of falls away. It's not relevant anymore. And the beauty of this is this is the path to true detachment. Okay, this is the path to true detachment. If you know the truth of yourself and you're living a life that's in alignment, that supports that truth, then you can make better decisions. You can be in the construction site of your dreams, and the outcomes actually become irrelevant. You stop giving a fuck so much about what happens. Like, do I get £1 million? Do I have the Ferrari? Do I have the all this shit, the Ducati in Dubai, and all this garbage you see these other influencers selling to you? It's all the sizzle, no steak. The steak is who you are. The steak is happiness. The steak is alignment, not the sizzle of all that bullshit that you're being sold, on YouTube. And if you think about it, there's loads of millionaires and billionaires and race car drivers and astronauts and actors, famous people who fucking kill themselves. They're so depressed. Like, if you needed any more proof about the outcome and the external reality being kind of irrelevant, look no further. There's countless stories for that. And the thing about this realization is it lets you come to terms with death in a very beautiful way, because you're no longer afraid of it if you're living in alignment. And I think life becomes sweeter then. It's like if you're on a holiday and it's a week-long holiday, you enjoy every day of that fucking holiday because you know you're back to work the following Monday or some shit. So like having this kind of finite view on things makes it more beautiful. But if you're constantly living in anticipation of tomorrow, like when I get to 55 or 65 or whatever it is, I can retire and then I can enjoy my golden years at a beach somewhere. That's a very fucking dangerous conclusion to come to on life, honestly, in my opinion. I have no disrespect to people who are living in that way. If as long as they're making that choice consciously, go for it. There's no judgment here. But from my perspective, I'm so happy right now living the life that I'm living, and it doesn't require any outcome, actually. For the first time, like I've been telling myself and brainwashing myself about that for a long time, and then it kind of struck me more and more recently that actually the paradox is when you're ready to die, that's when you can truly start living. And when those things are true for you, and you're acting in truth, and you're on the construction side of your dreams, then the law of detachment becomes real, because you really don't give a fuck that much about the outcomes anymore. And then things just start to happen for you. Things become easier. And when things are hard, you actually don't care, because you're still living in alignment with yourself and you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the process. But you can't skip from step A to step Z like in anything, guys. You know, the step A is you have to be true with yourself. You have to be real with yourself for a minute. You know, which people go their whole lives not being real with themselves. You know, start with that. Then you can start to discover who you really are. Then you can start to make decisions that are in alignment of your life. Then you can start to build the construction side of your dreams. But there's always going to be a cost, like I always say. You know, taking path A means you can't take path B. You know, loving person A means you can't live a life that's on a different path or take a different walk. So there's always a cost. There's always a cost, and everybody on YouTube talks about the upside. So I'm going to talk about the fucking cost, because the cost is real. And that's what this video is about, and that's what life's about, guys. Be real for a minute. Be real with yourself first of all, and everything from there will start to flow better for you.